I don't know if you guys quite realize that. We had a live look in there at the Tempo Storm production crew. Then there was like Streamception. I saw myself. Special shout out though to Tempo Storm and Red Bull for helping to make this happen. Toasty and Gladman Invitational, man. Like this, I had my Red Bull earlier. People don't know this, right? As a caster, we have long days, right? You've been there. You have to kind of balance it out, right? Like it takes a lot of energy to do this thing. We're doing this all day, right? So I had my Red Bull to start. I'm hitting the coffee stride now, and then I top it off with the Red Bull at the end. And it's like you balance out like your meal, your snack, your drink, your snack, your drink, your meal. It's like you start to develop a rhythm. I see you're on that. You're on your second Red Bull though.
I've got my second Red Bull. I've got my Cuke or the waterlog from my stream. Yeah, dude, I just send. Just.
What? Who does that?
You gotta stay hydrated, boys. All right.
Let's look at the bracket, man.
We got Team 12 coming up against Scythe Esports. That's going to be a banger of a series. Endemic 3-0 to Heroes Hearth. I know. Wild timeline. Look at this, too. Murloc Geniuses with the 3-1 versus Cataclysm. So we're going to find out who plays against Endemic tomorrow.
You know, you learn something new every day. But look, man, the last time we saw Team 12, we got a lot main tank Zul, main tank Uther. It didn't matter. Anything was meta. As long as there was some wave clear on the front line, they had everything, all right? We don't know what they've experimented with or what they've considered. They brought in Tomster, but the other four are still there. So Prismat out, Tomster in. That's where their roster's at coming in here. Scythe, they did their own thing at the Crucible, trying to qualify, and they succeeded. These drafts, I think, might be the wildest we've seen in this series, and I want to see what happens. Our first map's going to be Infernal, so you know the Kerrigan is still a threat. There's still always going to be the Zeratul, the Zul, the Medivh. All of those things are just up in the air. This is probably the most difficult series to try and predict.
I think that's true. It's always true to say that when you're talking about Team 12. They have just so much variability in their drafting. They pull out the craziest stuff you can imagine, and it's not just like boosted crazy, it's calculated crazy, and it works so well, and it's so hard to play against. Like to the point where it was, you know, there was times where even like on my team, they didn't even want to scrim against them because it was just so difficult. You had to play their version of Heroes of the Storm, and they're so great at forcing their opponents into playing their version of HOTS, which is so good as a team. I love this team.
Well, let's see if they can force it out here against Scythe. Is Scythe going to come out with the Maiev ban? Game number 1 here. Best of 5. Remember, best of 5, single elimination. Finals are going to be best of 7. This is a 2-day event, so plenty of action. We're halfway through the day. We got another half to go still. You guys are getting tons of action. You've never had action like this. If you're just tuning in, we have live comms listening throughout every game. We're listening to different teams at different times. Like, we're giving everything you've never had before. We're doing it right here. We got action, the highest level of competitive action here in 2019. Abathur Tracer banned out. The Maiev, okay. The Medivh banned out, man. Feels bad for the shenanigans for Team 12.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how these drafts unfold, because already it seems like they both have a little bit more information on each other. Seeing that Tracer Abathur, the other side kind of makes sense. The Zeratul is a first pick for Scythe Esports. Let's see if that ends up working well for themselves. Team 12 now with the option to run their first 2 heroes. And again, these guys run some crazy stuff. I want to see what it's going to be. Okay.
Wait a minute. This is way too meta.
Yeah, what are they doing? I don't know. Not compute.
That's not an Uther? That's not a Zul?
Yeah. What?
The old Dibbles, tried and true on Infernal Shrine. It's hard to go wrong with that. Genji, the ultimate X Factor hero. He even has something called an X Strike, literally living weapon right there.
I fell asleep on that pun, dude. That was a good one.
Womp,
Imperious.
womp, womp.
Okay, White Mane and Imperius. This is actually pretty cool. I think that White Mane is undervalued, but you know, pro teams are smarter than I am, so let's see how she ends up working. I think that she's super good. Once she hits level 4, she has incredible sustain. She's got decent lockdown during the later stages of the game, and then just the armor that she provides with her heroic ability is pretty nasty. I personally really love the hero.
So Malthael banned out knowing to take down the big beefy target of Diablo. That won't be available. We did see Fan run a Tychus earlier. So Tychus has always been the high health killer. Rip through those. Maybe Zeratul and Imperius can come in. It looks like Imperius is going to be our main tank based on the setup so far, but there's still some decisions to be made as Alex Straza banned out. Tyrande and Malfurion still both let through.
Yeah, that's definitely sus. Okay, so talking about the Imperius dynamic in these drafts, I think that Murloc Geniuses has it correct. Imperius is an offlaner. He's a bruiser. He's not a main tank. Heroes Hearth was running him as a main tank, and I do not think that that's how you play the Imperius. I think he's much stronger as the offlane role / bruiser. We'll see if Scythe decide to run another tank in this scenario, but so far Team 12's draft, you got the Blaze, you got Alarak, very, very interesting. Lots of burst damage onto a single target.
This is going to be a fun one. Alarak, the X Factor, the one thing that old T-God brings to you is he's played ranged, he's played melee, he's played support, but he was known for his ranged and his melee, so he can flex over. He can play ranged if needed. Draded was starting to do the same thing. Johanna will be that main tank, Imperius as the offlaner, so Johanna gives you the wave clear, gives you that stalwart on the front line to allow you to blind defend, keep things locked down and under control without a whole lot of commitment to saying we need to keep the Johanna alive. So I like that pick there. But now it's support time for Team 12.
What's it gonna be? All right, Team 12, what do you got for us? Okay, you're against this Hanzo, Johanna. I like the draft from Scythe a lot, and it's probably, I would have to say, the most, not even most diverse, but it's the first time we've seen the Johanna so far, first time we've seen the White Mane. We've seen Johanna involved in the draft only as far as banning is concerned. But at the same time, on the other side, we've got the Alarak, we've got Stukov coming through as well, and this is Goku's Alarak, okay? It's terrifying.
Goku Alarak God, man. Toms, they're moving over to that Blaze, playing that off lane so that Goku can go through here, man. Goku, he's a terrifying dude, man. On all melees, like, I don't know if he's been streaming as much, but when Goku plays melee, it's basically must-see TV. If you're a melee fan, maybe not a tank main, right? But if you're like the melee bruiser fan, like Goku is the person that you would watch to be like, what does he do? Because it's better than basically everybody else that's doing it, and that's all that he plays. Like, he can play other stuff. He at one point he was their Genji player at some point last year. The dude is mechanically gifted, and on melee he sets himself apart.
He's Canadian too.
So you have to stay indoors more, and that's why you play more video games?
Yeah, exactly. I think he's from like Saskatchewan or something. Like, he's in the really, really cold part of Canada, but yeah, he's a fantastic player. Also, he makes big plays on Ragnaros too. Huge plays on Ragnaros.
It was really cool. Before stream started, Kala was sharing with us. He's actually French-Canadian. He was sharing his accent and some of his French earlier, which was pretty neat. But let's get into the game. It's Team 12 going up against Scythe. Justin, he's on Diablo, a.k.a. Pit Kid. That's a Smurf. Draded will be that Genji. As you said, Goku on the Alarak. Bud's on Stukov. Haven't seen Stukov play yet. Or did we? No, we did see once.
No, he's banned, remember? Wasn't he banned?
Okay, he was banned against the Anubarak combo. That's right.
Yes. Yep. But here we go. What's Justin's name backwards? I can't read it. Anyways, we've got Team 12 versus Scythe Esports, okay? You gotta watch out for this Diablo. He can make big plays and get you pinned against the wall and blow you up. And of course, you got the Alarak on the backside of that, can do massive damage. Jumps in, but Zergling's like, you get out of my face, buddy. You're not trying to kill Mokri. He's safe to clear the wave.
Mokri's hyped to play, man. Mokri is super hyped to play. He's been one of the most vocal that I've seen out there between social media. He's been in chat. He's ready to go. So we'll see. Do the nerves set in? Like, this is the big stage for him. Do the nerves set in at any point? That's what I want to know.
we'll jump into their comms at some point, I'm sure. Have a listen to what he's got to say. So that'll be fun to hear. And of course, like, this has got to be so exciting for him. Yeah, I saw him in chat a little bit earlier, and it's just, I don't know, it's fantastic. And thank you everyone for supporting these players. It's been a lot of fun so far, man. I've had nothing but a great time casting these games. Anything sus in terms of talents? I don't think so. We got auto attacks from Hanzo, but that's about it.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually curious because we don't normally listen to the early game comms to kind of see how teams go through that. I think this is a good time to introduce Scythe because a lot of people don't necessarily know who this team is. So let's actually take a listen into Scythe's comms here in the early game because we're about a minute out from the objective, and that's when things start getting set up.
I get out.
Blaze is coming mid.
There's 4 bottoms. They're coming mid. Genji's coming mid.
I
Get a camp right now. Mockery, rotate the camp.
Gotcha.
I
stay bot.
Go top.
Yeah, you're staying bot, then I'm going top with the trees.
Careful mid. We're
I can
rotating
be
the
behind
mid
him
right
if you
now.
want damage on him, trees.
I'm safe rotating.
Go for it.
Are we looking at this blaze or just doing camp?
Just doing
Okay,
damage.
okay,
You guys go to
Come help me.
We can leave this wave and let it push. He can't get soaked.
Can you get next mid?
Yes, I have next mid.
Alright, I'm last hitting. Omega.
You can just tank it all. I have infinite healing. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to kite the dogs.
Genji's going bottom. Alarek's going to their camp.
Their camp is really slow, actually.
Dismounted Alarak on way to their camp as well.
Yeah, we're taking forever on this.
It's okay. They will take forever as well.
Diablo's bottom.
There you go.
All right, we just finished.
I cleared up top. I'm coming. I'm gonna clear mid.
I'm coming
Blaze in here.
I don't even know if they're taking bruisers. It's like
Blaze top
Alarak.
lane, Blaze top
It's
lane.
Alarak on it. It's Alarak is 100%
Stuka
on.
up and
That's slow as
Alaric.
fuck.
Stuka up and Alaric.
Let's get a start on the shrine then.
Okay, I'm
We
with
also cleared out mid. They're gonna
They
miss
took
so.
bruisers just now. Blaze is still top lane.
Get like 10
Starting
monkeys
it.
before they get here.
Care Diablo flanking. I saw him just now.
I chumped Genji really hard.
You really get those?
Sukov coming in for the middle right here.
Yep.
Yo, condemning this.
Okay.
Good.
I got hit.
Come on, Diablo.
Diablo's in, slowing right now.
Slow
I think
Diablo.
right here.
We're still
That's
very
that's
ahead
it.
on monkeys.
Can we back up and down? Jerk it
I
out.
need big help. Holy fuck.
Getting traded for now. I'm okay.
Hitting
do
him
not
too.
ha-
Right.
I do not have
Holy
tap.
fuck.
I don't have tap.
Okay.
Yeah, we're giving.
Stay. I think stay then. We can
I
still
can come
fight.
back.
Zerg, stay. Okay.
I could have full board you.
I'm just running into it now. I'll be in their time. Just play slow. They don't have good shrine clear.
Yeah,
Just
they
don't
really
die.
don't. We're still even. We're full health. We're
Yeah,
fine.
not dying,
I'm
not
on
dying.
the way.
Try to
They're-
poke monkeys.
they're
Try to poke
seven.
monkeys.
They're
Step up
seven.
monkey.
I have no D for a 7 second. Need to play Joe.
I'm stepping up.
rotation
I'm
through
gonna
this.
hit Diablo. I'm
Okay,
gonna step up
Imperius
to
is
Diablo.
coming.
We can kill Diablo. But alright.
Condemning this now.
Hitting
Yeah,
Diablo.
there's no
Hitting
healer.
Diablo.
We can actually
Hitting
kill.
Diablo? Yeah, we
Hitting
can kill
Diablo,
him.
hitting Diablo.
We can't kill him.
Come here.
Hitting Tomster.
I got
Hitting
him.
Tomster.
I got him.
Big kills right now. Right
Big
now.
kill, big kill.
Come on, Tomster.
Don't.
Hold on, Genji's on our backline. Try
Yeah,
to
Go back, Travis, so enough.
Nit.
Look for
Order,
Order.
just made it.
Rated super low.
I'm gonna take the jump
gonna
and,
leave.
and top right
I'm
now.
backing.
I need help.
You're fine.
Thank you. I'm going to mid wave. Zera, you can go top. Zera.
I have.
Watch out for the jump. Watch out for the jump.
Yeah.
I can bait.
Yeah, it's Mockery, by the way. But anyways, our first listen-in for Scythe has looked like, you know, they set up everything. They understood where they were going to go. They got back onto the objective. And they were very disciplined. They ended up getting a triple kill there. They wanted it back. They wanted to go, but showing that they're not backing down to a team caller. That's a good sign in the beginning.
Absolutely agree with you. I just can't believe Talking Trees got that Vorpal and then the kill onto Justing at the I guess the tail end of that team fight. That was so
He was so
pug champ.
quiet.
It wasn't even funny. Yeah, exactly. He was just so
He
calm
just like,
about it.
I got
Get
him.
the kill. Yeah. It's like, what? I'd be Wookiee screaming at that point. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Big plays from Zera, despite being that early game Zera tool, and then immediately rotating to the top lane to pick up that soak. So really good stuff coming out from Scythe.
You know, fun thing, we're actually seeing that auto attack Hanzo, which, you know, with all the changes, we saw auto attack damage buffed a while ago for Hanzo, but we're getting that auto attack at 1 and 7 for the armor reduction, but still that explosive arrow, which is really impactful in the wave clear and the PvE department.
Level 10s coming in first here for Scythe Esports, unless something crazy happens in the next few moments, but yeah, it should be pretty easy for themselves. And then, of course, they're going to have the Void Prison Arrow for big setups. Should likely be the It should be Blessed Shield, of course, for Scythe as well. Very normal.
I mean, if this was Justin on the other side, oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. This looks familiar. Wow.
What's happening?
Okay. They have seen it before. That's actually a combo. It didn't go so well. It was Infernal Shrines. I remember a bot lane, they did the same thing. Justin dove in with the Falling Sword, and the Dragon Arrow came from far away, and both of them missed. And we joked about it after. I got to talk to the players after, and it's like, you know, what happened there? But let's just say that
I guess it works out.
you know, they learned some things.
Very, very interesting so far. Yeah, aside from that, no structures going down across the board, but Scythe so far have played their Zeratul comp better than anybody else. They're ahead in XP. They're focusing on wave clear with this Zeratul very, very well. You see him floating on the mid to bottom sides of the map, just picking that up. But at the same time, Team 12 have the opportunity now with their level 10s to just try to make a big play with their Diablo and Alarak. So far, we really haven't seen the combination doing too much. Alarak just basically focused on shocking people and clearing up minion waves, which isn't really what you want to do as the Alarak. You want to find those combinations, and I think that this is perhaps going to be the first fight where we really see a big combo coming through. And it's always that volatility of having a combo-based hero like that, right? When you're playing against the Kerrigans, when you're playing against the Alaraks, you can always lose team fights by those big engages.
We're going to see how the next team fight unfolds. Team 12 did get the last Punisher, but not without some deficit. Justin goes in. The follow-up from Tomster a little late, but Iron Skin used by Johanna. Trees comes in with the poke. Here we go.
That is a big opener. Buds is in a bit of trouble. Talking Trees trying to get as much damage done as possible, but the bunker was massive. A lot of heroes being saved by that one. Buds one auto attack away. Stukov goes down. Tomster now the focus for Scythe Esports, walking in, getting a couple more autos. Really nice stop there by Zergling on that jet propulsion. Finds Goku as well. Zergling is just eating so much in these fights.
Well, you mentioned they're playing the Zeratul comp better than anybody we've seen all day. That was the Zeratul VP Falling Sword Dragon Arrow follow-up, and it was money. There was a lot of defensive tools used in response by Team 12, but make no mistake about it, it might have taken an extra 15 seconds because of a bunker, an extra 10 seconds, but that was committed, and that was enough to get the capitalization on that. And Scythe Esports, with their Punisher, after those kills, now it's time for them to make moves.
Perhaps pick up the first fort of the game for themselves. Mid is the focus here for Scythe. They have the level 13s. If this Punisher jumps onto a good target, perhaps Scythe will look to capitalize. And here we go. There's the Falling Sword onto Pit Kid. He's rooted up as well, and Diablo goes down. Draded trying to trade onto the backline of Scythe Esports, but he just doesn't have the staying power. Mokri just doing way too much damage to the Genji when he steps in. Okay, is it Mokri or Mokri? What did you say it was?
Chat went pretty ham that it wasn't pronounced mockery, and Mokri sounded good to me.
Okay.
I thought you would know since you're both French Canadian.
Oh.
It's because you're French Canadian.
That's true.
So Scythe,
I would say Mokri.
with a level and a half lead, Draded goes in. Just a couple of auto attacks from Hanzo there. With that auto attack build, is just turning Draded away. There's a nice 13 by... Wait a minute, we got some action. I was going to say, Bud's making plays, getting that root there, the Virulent, getting the root off of that. Iron Skin able to walk away, though.
Void's up. Arrow's up in 10 seconds as well. Team 12 stepping in. Big combo, and the silences in addition onto Zergling, but he's still alive? How? I don't understand. Huge healing by Nintori. He's making big plays. There's the Void. Here comes the combo, Jay-How.
It's going to be there. There's going to be the follow-up. Diablo is going to get absolutely blasted there. Draded trying to get the resets on that. Did go flow like water. See if he's got the reset to try and get through there. Tomster, he's not going to make it out alive. Getting tracked down no matter how much peel he tried to get in there. Unable to survive. And we are looking at 9 kills to 0. That is not a thing that I would expect to say 11 minutes into the game with an Alarak Genji comp. I think you'd at least accidentally trade out at some point. We're talking about 9 to 0.
Scythe are just dominating so far with an unorthodox style too, using this Falling Sword. However, last time, okay, Falling Sword coming through. Scythe looking at Goku, finds the condemn as well. He is slowed up, forced to use his ult there, but Goku should be able to walk away to safety at this point. Does Pick Kid try to find anything? I don't think so. Maybe onto Scythe, perhaps. Raided's here.
But just one auto and some damage. I mean, that forced out. I'm pretty sure that was the bio kill switch used, which is one of those things. It's kind of like Uther heals, right? Except it's longer. It's like, all right, are the heals down? Then yes, we need to engage. Or did you just use that? No, we cannot engage. And that's always something that you have to communicate to the team. Speaking of communicate, maybe we could get a listen in on Team 12 here shortly so we can kind of see they're getting the band back together. How are they making this function? As we're going to take a listen into Team 12.
Up top. Could get gangbanged. Yeah, it could be.
I can't wait.
I don't know.
I mean,
Could just be on camps.
Be careful.
Hey, we should talk about this game, huh?
Danger.
What game?
They're holding. Nah.
It's like... Never mind.
It could be Andrey.
Oh shit, they did this?
Oh. That's
We're getting insane bot soak right now.
Nice, good bot soak.
Nice.
Nice, I'm...
What do we do?
no idea.
Fucking
Let's say we're gonna fight right now, right? We just take their knights and like troll, like get soak and get their knights out.
I guess it just got soaked.
You can go help them create it. I can't really do. Yes.
Yeah.
I need someone to help me with this. We can do right now.
I do a lot of damage, so probably I can just help.
Oh, I think they
What's
probably
up for?
saw
I'm
me.
trying.
Pretty sure this is the damage here. Big damage going on here.
This is probably like what we can get. We can get like 16 and then wait on souls and then.
Am I? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Are they holding it? Okay, never mind. I'm back in.
At 16, guys.
Yeah, I'll take the jump. I'll take the jump. We're coming back.
Nice.
Hey, we're
Okay.
16. Look at that.
Going
I
back.
think we win the game.
Calculated.
This is
Hit
the
a
turning
big
point.
combo.
This is it.
We're a
Good
bunch
jump. I'm
of...
just gonna go on one of their squishies. Let's just try to. We can't hit their tanks. Their tanks are.
Yeah, no, definitely can't kill the tanks.
How do we even kill Zeratul? He's Zeratul. He's
Good, I
like,
guess.
just press E.
Need to like combo him or some shit.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna let it go like right away. I'm just gonna let it go now. I'm going. I'm getting fucking infinite CC. Okay, I'm going. I'm in CC forever.
Oh, yeah.
Can't fucking play the game.
I'm putting down bunker.
Against the rules.
Justin can't play the game.
Can't play.
Justin hasn't been able to play the game since our
Oh no!
Yeah, that champion's cool. I'm glad that he's in the game.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Should have banned it, Pog.
Just scrimmed all month.
I don't even know what to do anymore.
Well, they're actually made out of fucking titanium, and they just 7 seconds straight. So.
Shit.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I think
god,
we're
we're
the
so...
tank that has the highest damage in the game right now.
Trading pogging!
I love these guys. I was losing my mind the entire time. That was brilliant, dude. Team 12 has a fantastic attitude with these games. Go new.
Look, man, they are probably one of the loosest teams you'll ever see. Like they know how to have fun. Look, that game was over. Clearly, they got Wolverine. He said titanium. I'm pretty sure it's adamantium. The way that they couldn't get any takedowns, but credit to Scythe Esports for playing that comp so incredibly well. And whenever they needed to land it, the falling sword into a dragon arrow, it never missed. It never missed.
True. The only arrow that missed was on a void prison at one point, but I loved the way that Scythe played this matchup. Man, I still can't get over the fact that Tomster just trolling the whole time. Man, this hero does so much damage. I got damage coming in. Like, this was such a good combo too. Like, look at all of the lockdown. Bud survives this one, but then gets traded out very, very shortly here. Ends up dying. And just the team fight synergy from Scythe, I think, is just a lot tighter. Tomster tries to jet propulsion away at this point. Zergling with the body block right there. Stops him from moving, gets another kill. So just really good stuff coming out from Scythe. Holy crap, dude, that was so funny.
I want to know, okay, so Team 12, they're going to have to get a lead in the game, because I want to know what type of attitude they have when they're winning. Like, they kind of knew their backs were against the wall. Like, they just soaked 16. They knew the Punisher. Because at one point, that Punisher, it was hard to see because there was a lot of animations going on. But Justin was stuck on like a pivot point of the Arcane Sentry, which is the absolute worst spot you can be, is on that pivot point. Yeah, there's the Dragon Arrow miss. But
yeah,
like, all of these fights were dominated.
Scythe, in my opinion, they drafted their own style with the white mane. White mane looked fantastic. Man, there was that fight in particular where the silence came through and they were so low, but then white mane keeps you alive. White mane is so PogChamp in those sort of situations. So I thought that the draft from Scythe was very unique and fantastic. Like, they played it super well. I loved it.
I just want to know, like, what are we going to get next? I mean, here's actually the point where you see Justin here in a moment where they said he couldn't play as hero anymore. There was one stun. There was another. He's actually going to get stuck on a pivot point. There it is. He's slowed.
He's trying to play.
He's rooted by
He's
white
still trying
man.
to play.
Like,
yeah. Dude, that was a clutch
was,
root, though.
Yeah, the white main root there kept him from getting in the bunker, and that was pretty much it.
I love
You can't
this.
getting in a bunker is the same as getting in a Medivh portal, right? Like, you can't get in while rooted.
You can't get in while rooted. Yeah.
Wait a minute, there's some weird mechanic.
Move. Yeah, it's kind of odd, but man, that
Why can't Murden jump over roots though?
Yeah.
I'm totally trolling. I'm totally trolling.
No, it's so stupid. Have you ever? Yeah, of course you have. It's actually the worst interaction in the game where you're playing Murd and you're like, I'll just I can jump over walls, but if there's something on the ground, I can't jump. You just get stuck midair and fall immediately to the ground. Insane. But
if we had a if the graphics were there and we had like a straight on angle, you would actually see it's like giant vines that are actually going up and like grabbing his feet. I promise. You're just gonna have to trust me on this one. Yeah, you're gonna have to trust me. Well, you know, that is true. That is what they say. They entangle you. Look, it's 1-0 for Scythe, and we're gonna see how this goes as the series plays out. Best of 5, single elimination. So, you know, they still have time to come back, but that is always something that, you know, double elimination is always cool. But for this tournament and what we're doing here, I love the single elimination format. If it was best of 3 single elimination in a round of 8, that would feel a little weird.
Yeah.
But here we've got best of 5. We've got it going, and I'm super excited to see how this plays out, and hopefully get to listen into some more of Team 12's comms.
Yeah, we definitely got to jump in there. The dynamic between the comms on these teams is pretty funny. You've got Scythe, who are very calculated, and they're giving good information. They're very passionate. And on the other side, it's actually just raw hilarity from Team 12. But make no mistake, Team 12, they are very, very good players, and they know exactly what they're doing. This is one of their all-star maps too, so I'm excited to see what Team 12 pull out on this one.
Yeah, they would not. Don't put it past them for them to pick an early Johanna and try and go something similar with a falling sword of their own. The Zul, this is a great map if you want to go Zul. We've seen so much from this team in the past that it's almost like you could say they did this, they also did this, they did that. You could name almost infinite possibilities, and it's probably all true.
They definitely have all types of draft styles that they run. They're probably the most creative team to ever grace the HGC, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was ADRD for such a long time, and then
True.
Justin and team just kind of threw the rule book out and said, we're doing our own thing. It doesn't even matter. And they just, like, usurped them in just, like, a matter of 2 months. They're like, oh, we're doing whatever we want. And it's like, okay, well, we've never seen heroes played like this before, and it's actually working. So that's actually pretty cool.
That's why they're always so interesting to watch. But this is going to be the third Tomb of the Spider Queen game that we've seen.
Yeah, every series.
Yeah, so far. And honestly, I've loved watching the Tomb games. The drafts are always very interesting. You have to watch out for those Medivhs. You have to watch out for the Diablos. But then it's just like the learning that is happening on this map. Like, I'm personally learning so much about the snowball potential of this map. But I'm just mainly interested to see, now both of these teams have drafted, or historically Team 12 drafting crazy stuff, and now Scythe is doing a little bit of different stuff, maybe with their Johanna and their Falling Sword. So I wonder if they have anything wild for us this game.
Well, the Maiev, not going to be a factor. Is Abathur going to get banned? We saw Abathur on Tomb earlier, didn't have the success that we've potentially seen, but Tracer going to be banned now. 2 games now.
Okay.
It's funny because there's a stream delay, but I can see in chat, like, apparently Mach-Ri is phonetically how it's being spelled. That's phonetically how it's being spelled. So if that's not correct, then we need a different rating of it. Mach-Ri. Like McCree, but Mach-Ri. Okay. Medivh banned. Imperius out. And there's the first pick, Abathur.
I love you, Scythe Esports. Playing my son as your first pick, I absolutely love you. Thank you very much. I get to see another Abathur game. You guys get to see another Abathur game. It's an exciting day of Heroes of the Storm today. On the other side, Team 12, what do you do against this early Abathur? What's up?
I feel like you have to take Johanna away. Like, Johanna is one of the key components to this map when you're running solo support Abathur, because they have self-sustain, they don't die as easily, and they have wave clear, which are all 3 key components to a frontliner if you're running with the Abathur, and they do take the Johanna away.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Give Scythe Esports pretty scary front line because literally everything is up. You can run a Diablo, you can run basically anything you want. You got the Garrosh open as well, but you know the Garrosh into the Johanna might not be the play that you want to make. It's going to be Blaze and Junkrat instead.
Yeah, I mean, the Junkrat gives you that solo laner. Like, Junkrat will very well possibly be in the bot lane by himself, leaving Blaze to maybe rotate. It's generally you keep the tank in this situation maybe rotating. You don't want to have that. That way you have some heal and some protection. Then Junkrat just kind of stays back and pokes away. So that'll probably be the setup. But without the Tracer, they're now taking the Genji away. What is the hero that you're going to have that's going to carry this game? It's not a Junkrat, it's not a Blaze, so you need somebody to do the damage. Hanzo doesn't really fit that role that well, so you need somebody that has wave clear or self-sustain or a ton of damage. So is there anything that stands out? What am I missing here that really fits that role?
We'll have to think about it in a sec. I'm mainly thinking about this ban. Is that a Jaina or a Hanzo ban from Scythe? Because both of which kind of deny themselves. Abathur, it's Ragnaros instead, so targeting that off lane. Very, very interesting. But that's actually a decent pick because he stalls out this game so well, and then it basically, for free, gets Zeratul to the level 20 point, and then you are in a lot of trouble if you're Scythe. So I think that's actually a pretty wise ban. I'm trying to think of that main carry too. I do think that a Jaina would probably fit best for Scythe.
Well, the Uther is at times... Oh, baby! Taz Dingo!
Monka
Like,
Axe.
who are you stacking against, first of all? And I know what level 1 you're not picking.
Blaze
Against
Chan?
that
Yeah.
Abathur.
Yeah, definitely not.
I mean, Q-Build.
Somebody
Q-Build's
put that
strong.
against me in Team League the other day.
While
I
you were playing
died to
Abathur?
him. Yeah.
What? As an
I hella
Abathur?
died to him. Yeah. He stayed off the map and ran it down and just used his 1+ guillotine on me when I showed on a minion wave and didn't expect him there, and then he got the kill on me and I was really salty.
If I'm a Zul'Jin, I see a Diva who has lower base mobility or movement speed. That's my stacking target. That is a stacking target right there. So Raynor's going to be the quote-unquote carry in this. Diva's that X factor that can really disrupt a game. Zul'Jin will be looking at that pretty well. But now we need another wave clear hero for Team 12.
Or double support Zul'Jin Smile. Okay, Team 12, I saw Justin tweet this. When HGC got canceled, he's like, good thing HGC got canceled because it was just going to be another double support meta anyways, Smile. Maybe this is what they were talking about. Are they actually just running it down with double support Zul'Jin? Again, honestly, that's going to be super difficult for Scythe Esports to deal with, I feel like. Zul'Jin doesn't die very easily to anything that Scythe is running. This could be a really
He literally
good
just
moment.
walks forward. Like,
Yeah,
he
holds for
literally just
WP.
walks forward with no fear. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to be wild. They should have picked Asmodee.
Yeah, sure. I love Asmodee.
Well, either way, we've got double support Zul'Jin. The Zeratul will, at this point, pretty much be the solo laner in the early game and make rotations. The laning setup by Scythe will determine a lot about Team 12. I think we can assume that Blaze will be... With Diva, though, Diva kind of throws everything kind of weird, because Blaze and Diva, they both can stay in there, but neither one of them are a real threat to do damage. Like,
no.
Normally you have like a melee assassin, like a Malthael, somebody that has self-sustain but can also do damage. I feel like I'm missing something, but I want to see how it plays out, so no better way to find out than just go right into the game, so let's go.
Yeah, personally, I think this Zul'Jin is just going to have the freest game of his life. Because like you said, Diva goes in, she's just a sitting duck. She drops her W, but it doesn't even matter. He's not even looking to just get a whole bunch of damage out onto Diva. Even just hitting those axes gives the stacks. So it could have been pretty dang huge here for Team 12. Gotta keep an eye on this Zul'jin.
As an Abathur player, you want to spawn. You don't want to stand behind the gate when you spawn unless you really want to show where you're at and put vision out there. Stand where the minions are. They go at the same speed.
All right, mid clear. For Team 12, just looking to rotate mid and top, get some auto attacks going through with this Zul'jin, and then use your Zeratul as your offlane hero the entire time. And I expect Team 12 to try to force the issue at every step of the way. Like, just once they get ahead and wave clear, likely they're going to step up, start doing damage to the mid wall, and just try to do as much as they can during this early game. Really force the issue against Scythe Esports.
You know, I mentioned Tomster being super flexible in the past, where he's played the off lane, he's played support. He was known originally as being a gray main. That's where he got his T-God several years ago. And here he is playing support again, so he's able to flex for this team. Also, Zeratul switching up the build, going into the Blink build, going to be collecting those globes, playing around, getting those cooldowns on those auto attacks for those cooldown on the Blink. Camp sniffed out here by Scythe Esports, going to be leashed by Team 12.
It is odd for sure to see that sort of style come through with talents, but at the same time, there's less bodies on the map, perhaps, so getting the cleaves not as valuable. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Who knows?
Well, they're making another attempt at it. Looks like D.Va and Junkrat. Will they make the rotation down? This is 4 members here. I don't think anybody tries to defend this. Although Junkrat and D.Va, I'm watching the minimap to see. They're definitely conceding this, so Siege Camp picked up here. But the experience, due to this prioritization and the dependence to try and pick this up, Scythe inching ahead slightly in XP, but starting to get neutralized.
This is likely going to be the moment that I was talking about where Team 12 just run it down. They have the Siege Camp with them. They have double support as well. I would expect them to just try to even take a fort with this push. Just force rotations from Scythe to come down. Like, literally, that's their goal. Stay here until they can't anymore. But Scythe have done a really excellent job at stopping this push from coming through, for now at least. Zergling on the Blaze makes it pretty reasonable to deal with the Siege Camp. So Team 12 not able to get basically anything with that. Yeah, that's definitely their strategy. They'll probably do it with their Bruiser Camp as well, where you just run it down in the lane and just try to get as much as possible.
Kala, do you love this Zeratul build as much as I do?
Oh. No way.
No? Single target damage OP here.
I know, okay, it's super good because he has a lot of staying power with the double support. So it is really, really good here. You're right.
I love it. I just wonder, is he going in... Is he going Secret? Oh, Goku? Is he going Secret 7 or still going Wormhole? That's the question.
Probably
with level 1, Wormhole seems okay, but I love Seeker when you go this single target build. And it also opens the door for Might of the Nerazine, by the way.
Yeah. If you're going to go, you know, this style of build off the opener, might as well go full build, you know what I'm saying? I think that we could
Zeratul, my second most played hero. I'm nowhere near on the level of Goku, but I love it. I love me a good Zeratul, and I'm excited to watch Goku play here.
Spot wall cleared out, which is really, really good. Unfortunately, Abathur not able to stall out those gems from being turned in with the W. Just a little bit late on that one.
Wait a minute. They are full. Okay, so this makes even more sense. You've got Zul'jin, you're all in on the autos. Zeratul, he's getting some extra damage in as well with that single target damage. We got True Shot Aura coming in from Tehran to maybe make her another semi-assassin, but also complementing the other heroes on board. It still will be Wormhole, but I'm loving the adaptation. They are bringing out the uniqueness that we know them for.
That's definitely the one thing we asked for this game. It's the one thing we got, so I'm excited about that. Blue Web Weavers descending now. Bottom side is completely open for Team 12 to push down. Zainhide is now in pilot mode, so Goku's just going to be able to walk away from this one for now. We do have the Wormhole at level 7 here.
Wait a minute, is that a nuclear? Is that strictly for wave clear here?
Maybe.
I mean, he saved his mech. Like, he could have popped his mech in that top lane, but instead he was willing to to lose his mech to go to pilot form, and I wonder if that's the play here, to get into mech form, simply to use that for wave clear on the web weavers, and that is the play.
Yeah, so just trying to, I guess, stall things out, because it's not like they're going to get a lot of value out of it during team fights. People are just going to be able to walk away from it, you know. Very infrequently do you get value out of that with team fights, but look at this early game push from Team 12. Zergling in a wealth of trouble here. Auto attacks coming through, gets stunned up on the jet propulsion, and Goku cleans up the kill. That's going to be first blood going over to Team 12.
Yeah, he went in, missed the stun, and just like every other charge hero, if you go in, you don't have a way out, it's going to be a long walk home. And in this set, he gets sent all the way back by way of death. Now the lead starting to mount here for Team 12, looking for more pressure on this map. You can see the gank potential at the bottom right. Zul'jin's going to try and sniff out and duel the Rainer.
Interesting.
I'm just watching the mini map right now because they're down there. They're fighting.
Yep. Level 10's just on the horizon for Team 12, so if there was a time for Scythe to try to do anything, it was in that narrow window here. Draded looking at this well in the mid lane just to stop any staying power. Gets spooked over the wall. Oh, mega lol. Save the well for now, talking trees, but only for a moment.
All right, here comes level 10. This is where the action really gets going. Taz Dingo will be the pickup, and it is Might of the Nerazim. See if they try and make a play off this. Draded's actually going to get knocked back in by the concussion mine. He's willing to play around. He's got Taz Dingo. The problem that I have with that call
the overlap
is that, yes, you're going to take the damage, and yes, you're going to lose health, so you do more damage, but that thing slows your auto attacks, man.
Yeah, that's... So you can kind of stop that from happening with the D shield, but they used both at that point, so that's a little bit of a yikes. Now Johanna dies as well, and Team 12 had a really, really good start to this game, but fell apart a little bit. Meanwhile, at the same time, we got to talk about the fact that Abathur did die on the top side of the map, so that is semi-problematic, but of course it's an Abathur, so you don't lose many gems, if at all any.
Yeah, they ended up trading out the Johanna. So that was actually a nice pickup for them, so everything's going to be here. No lock-in on Ultimate Evo right now. I mean, there's no way we go Monstrosity, right?
No.
I mean, it did just get some weird... Okay. I'm glad I can stop talking about it. I'm like,
yeah.
Why are we level 11 with no Abathur pick?
It's true, dude. It's true. That could have been so scary, but I just... There's no way it was going to happen. Talking trees, very, very low. Goku almost makes that solo play. That was close, man. That was a hairy situation if you're the rat.
All right, I think this is going to be some aggressive plays by Team 12. Let's see if we can maybe get a listen in here momentarily, because they're going to be diving this. Justin goes in directly here, and we're going to take a listen in as they try and push forward with the web weavers.
You're by mistake, but you made me feel better about it.
Oh, no heal, no heal.
Oh my god.
I'm healing.
I'm been healing.
That's our top push.
Someone bait.
I'm baiting!
Nice. Good bait.
I thought he was gonna queue back!
He's crazy. He's insane!
Oh my god, that's traded! I give you spell over!
What do we do? Alright, it's hard
Kill
to
this.
push it to,
Oh, mid's almost dead.
Wait, is that? Wait, we should get...
I got these for you, brother.
Got all.
Oh, I couldn't kill him. Please get him.
1 HP, I'm blind. I have no arms or legs.
Oh, fuck. That should
Oh my god, dude.
This thing's I'm fucking going for it. I don't give a shit.
Oh, shit.
I don't give a shite! What are you doing?
He got it. Get up, team.
Oh, low.
Run!
What are you doing, laddie?
Okay,
Knights? We tag knights? What they turn in?
tag knights, tag knights.
Yeah.
Tag knights.
Knight.
Oh, he's too slow.
They took my lucky charms! Oh fuck, we gotta go help that guy's butt. Oh, you're...
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Someone should help him.
Boy.
Someone should help me, dude.
I've fallen and I can't get up. I have no legs or arms. Oh god. Alright, we're acting.
I'm gonna die.
Goku's 1v9.
Goku's 1v9! He's dead.
I'm dead. Fuck.
Nice space, nice
I
space.
was
good,
1
yeah.
second
Yeah,
away.
Yeah, I'm clear. I'm gonna clear.
Oh my god, he stunned me.
He won't do that again.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
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 Oh my god, yeah.
Bot is secure.
I give us True Shot Aura.
Oh no!
Shadow Stalk.
Alright.
Nice. Wasted a 90-second cooldown.
Shadow Stalk's all good.
Top is unclearable. There's 1 billion minions here.
I'm running top for now.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we got ourselves a Zorg.
I got the stun.
You guys got him?
He's full. He's slowed.
Come here. Can anyone come here? Does anyone see what I'm seeing?
We're killing.
Anyone see this? Look at this.
This is a long explosions of
We're trapped.
Oh, laddie.
Oh my goodness, I
Give
missed.
space for their spoilers.
I missed it.
This.
God damn it.
They're gonna own.
I have so much
Easiest game
healing.
I've ever seen. We're scaling on
babies.
Kala, what do you make of those comms in the
I'm
analysis
baiting,
on
baiting.
the play?
I think these guys are hilarious and they're having a great time. And it's just so fantastic to listen to. Like these guys are ridiculous. Also, same time, Tomster, please don't quit your day job to become a voice actor. Okay, your Irish accent is garbage.
Wait, that was Tomster?
I think that was Tomster. Yeah.
Whew. Woo.
That's a big old monk ass from me, lads.
Whew.
Or
I mean,
laddies, should I say?
well, look, let's at least get to the game here because 2 forts down to 2 forts down. So even when it comes to the map, Zeratil's actually hidden, waiting to make a play. Bud's trying to get out of here. Does have the movement speed on his stun at level 4. We got to watch the bottom right. Goku just had it dropped in his lap. Talking Trees is in trouble. He just had it dropped in his lap. Does he have Vorpal? He does.
Good.
He literally
night,
concussion mined himself right on top of him.
That is so unfortunate, but Goku picks up the kill. Level 16's just on the horizon. Boss already started, just getting evaporated in the top lane, and Team 12 are really flipping the switch here. Maybe they just want to end the game fast. You've got this boss running. You'll have the objective as well, likely with that Junkrat being down and the 16s picked up for Team 12 too. They can just run a turn in, but they also have the composition, again, where they can just run it down super easily. This double support Zul'jin is just very powerful for sieging up.
Yeah, I think we need to take a look at the stacks to see exactly where that's at. Also, Goku debating on his 16. Will he go single target? Wow, he's going Master Warblade, so a different approach altogether. Didn't expect that one, but they're getting the damage in. Mockery, he's going to go down. That's Reynad. Hyperion is there, but with no value. The boss coming in. Webweaver's now picked up, and you mentioned it. They might be looking to try and end the game quickly because they have that opportunity here now.
Keep in mind, folks, these teams don't know when they are being listened to. They know that it's a possibility, but we just jump in at random. This is not scripted. It's pretty hilarious when this stuff shows up. What are you doing, Traded? You're definitely going to die here. Pick Kid running in, trying to stop it. Justin, can you do anything? Meanwhile, look at this backside. But oh, Goku gets jebaited. He doesn't have escape. He's spraying. He should be able to walk away, though, because
he has the cooldown on his blink with that level 1.
Yep.
In comes the falling sword. Mule comes down, but that will not last long as this top keep is dead. Goku making plays. See if he goes back in. He's going to get the mech down, but the double stun from Zergling. Goku will receive heals. Boss about to fall. Webweaver's only at 30 or 40%. I don't know if they can end here, but if they can get another kill, they have a huge wave of minions mid. This is double keep, potentially triple keep if they make the rotation down towards the bottom, and they are farming XP here.
Yeah, that's very, very painful for Scythe Esports. You've got Mule, but you can't resurrect dead things, unfortunately. Bud's in a bit of trouble here. He's definitely going to die in this situation. So Scythe Esports pick up something off of this pretty insane team fight. Or I guess just series of events, should we say. Traded?
Not sure about that one. Leashed, not leashed. But look, Uther only had 5 gems. He is Uther, and you let him go, so cut your losses. Full level lead now for Team 12. Making sure the blind comes in. There's going to be the heals from Tomster. Camp will now be here. We're going to keep an eye on Goku, because somebody's going to pass through there to clear up that top lane.
Zeratul waiting in the bushes.
Ooh,
Talking trees walking up.
Oh.
He's an afraid rat. could have been terrifying for Talking Trees.
Oh, he's go.
And
Does he
yeah,
go
I
through?
keep thinking about it too, dude.
Wait, go back.
Goku's waiting.
Oh, we gotta watch
Talking Trees
this.
is
We gotta
afraid.
watch this. This is where it's at right here. Talking Trees, they know that they can't afford to go up there. The mech goes in. Goku starting to find a position. He's hunting. The mech explosion is there. We'll zone out. All right, I think that part's over. The tense moment is over. But look for Justine at the bottom of your screen and Goku at the top right to collapse. And that's exactly what they're doing. Here they go. And the concussion mine's going to meet them. But Goku now on the backside. Talking Trees in trouble. You can see the defense matrix is there. But Goku, insane damage, puts down the spray. Zaynhide trying to make it out alive, but that mech's going to fall. Hyperion out in return. Dreaded and team, they are going forward. Plenty of heals. Taz Dingo is out. Then they are wrecking Scythe right now. Mockery, he's going to go down. Zergling just trying to survive, but that's going to be a stun. And with a triple kill, see if we get Team 12 to just march directly to core and end this game.
Yeah, that will be it for sure. You got level 20s running here, and you have a Zul'jin as well. So that's going to tie things up at the 1-1. Nintori getting that clone, but Diva's not going to be able to do too much. We see Dreaded already starting with those autos onto the core. 30-second death timers on 2 for Scythe, so that should be a very, very simple victory here for Team 12. And they're having a good time doing it, okay?
They are definitely having a good time doing it. 20 picked up. The core is going down. Riptire will come out. Goku just trying to dance around using his wormhole. And that's going to be 1-1 series. Team 12 having some fun going this double support Zul'jin. And now confirming that Abathur solo support on Tomb is difficult to pull off. But the Johanna pick to deny that away, I think, was the key point of that draft. Look, I'm not saying it would have made it like guarantee a win, but it would have made it a lot easier. And going Diva Blaze, I feel like they were missing something with that draft.
Yeah, I agree. This was a little bit ridiculous. Dreaded getting booped into the fight here. Rips the Taz Dingo, but gets the D shield off of it as well. But look at the Riptire coming through. There's not much you can do about that one. Gets booped in for good measure and ends up dying. That's a
Goku actually cleared that wall in the pathway. Goku actually was auto-attacking that wall. I didn't see that before, but Goku actually does work in here. Goes ahead and blinks out. And they just continue to assault this, man. Like,
who is that dropping the animated spray?
Yeah. You gotta love it.
Who is that?
You gotta love it.
You're banned.
Goku in those last few plays, the collapse in that last fight mid lane, the falling sword and Goku coming in on Zeratul, that was money. I mean, that was a very well coordinated play. They've done it so many times that it's just like they're probably having fun doing it the entire time. Like, we've done this 1,000 times. Let's do it again. No big deal.
For me, the draft from Scythe just didn't work out at all. Like they had no team fight. They have basically, hey, let's just try to stay alive and not go down forts during the early game and try to mule them back up and just scale into the late game. But you're scaling into a Zeratul double support comp. It's like everything is kind of stacked up against them at that point. It was a very, very uphill battle, I would have to say, for Scythe's draft. But they almost pulled it out in a couple different situations, but it makes things tough, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's no easy way to run Abathur. You've got to have wave clear. You've got to have almost the perfect comp on Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's more forgiving on other maps, but when it's a map like Tomb, you have to have that wave clear. They ended up going the nuclear option on Diva just for the sake of trying to keep the web weavers pushed back as much as possible. It's not a team fighting utility thing at that point. It is strictly for wave clear. It can zone. That's the best it's going to do in a team fight. Highly unlikely you get any damage out of it. So at that point, it is a PvE, and you got to imagine, why not pick a different hero, maybe that has dual utility like that Malthael, something that we have seen used before with the solo support Abathur. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20 for these teams, but we're going to game 3. We got ourselves a series tied 1-1.
Good stuff. And game number 3 will be on, I'm not sure yet. I think we'll find out.
Yeah, I was checking it too.
Yeah. Just waiting for the green highlight, man. That's all I'm waiting for. We'll find out very, very soon. But
I see it
again,
being hovered.
thank you all. Is it? Ooh. Yeah, cycling through. Thank you all for being here, okay? That's not me. That's the most important thing, okay? Everybody who showed up for this tournament is MVP.
Yeah, I'll take that. I think that's a good goal. It's
there, Volskaya.
Yeah. So what we're getting, you know, this is a tournament, the Toasty and Gladman Invitational, making this happen. partnership, Tempo Storm and Red Bull, come together. The Tempo studio making things happen as we go to Volskaya, as Kala said, and Red Bull. Like, without all that, this isn't happening. And this is the absolute highest level of competition that we're having in 2019. And it could potentially be more. So the support that is coming out from the community and everybody out there, getting the word out, going to Reddit, upvoting posts, replying to stuff, social media, getting the tweets out, man, I can't stress enough how much that matters for these things. I mean, we are getting quality content here. I mean, I don't care if I'm sitting here or Kala's sitting here or anybody else is sitting here. The fact that we're getting these teams in this capacity, in this environment, dude, this is legit right here. And so all that anybody else can do to help promote this and get this out there, it can only mean positive things for the community. So everybody's support, super appreciated.
Absolutely agree with you. Just because we had our HGC taken away doesn't mean we can't have a premier tournament ourselves. And so far, I've just enjoyed what we've got to do in this tournament opposed to what we've seen in the past. Like, it's just been so much fun having these listen-ins. I personally feel like I just get to be a little bit more realistic on my cast. I get to, I don't know, have a little bit more fun with this. And it's not like it's taking away from the games or anything like that. It's been a fantastic time. So I'm super stoked to just continue on. We got more games coming up tomorrow as well. We've got more tonight. It's a banger, dude.
This is a good one, man. Volskaya coming up next. This is where I remember seeing, it was the first time we saw Team 12 use Maiev. I think Justin was on Maiev, and that was the tank player at the time, and they ran something similar where it was, I believe, a Valera. And that's something that's always going to be in the back of your mind of when do they bust out the Valera in this series? If they get an Abathur, I mean, Abathur will likely be banned on this map, but a Valera, they've picked the Valera without the Abathur. It doesn't matter. Melee assassins are coming in, whether it's a Maiev, whether it's a Zeratul, or whether it's a Valera. One of these heroes will be here, and I want to see what it is because it's not the conventional, you pick Diablo, I pick Johanna or a Garrosh or a Nubrak, and we stand on point and just duel it out. I don't see that happening. Not with these teams, definitely not with Team 12. So our first look here on Volskaya is something that, again, we're getting drafts. We're probably not going to get in any other series. Maybe some variation, but never this full committed. So I want to see what we get next.
We will find out very, very soon, but I'm pretty sure you hit the nail on the head with all of the interesting variables that we could see on this map for sure. I found it interesting that Scythe was willing to run a Junkrat after the Zeratul had already been picked. Stuff like that is always weird to me. I always want to know like why teams do that, because we saw pretty much most of that game. There was nothing that Junkrat could do. He got like solo killed in team fights over and over and over. You can't play far away because if you do that, then you just die. You can't play with your team. You do that, you die. Like it's so tough to play the Junkrat in those situations. But this is a map for him as well, and with Zeratul. So I think that there's going to be a little bit more, maybe smarter choices between the Zeratuls and Junkrats on this map.
Yeah, it really tends to fall into the fact of, I feel like some teams get so committed to this is what's worked for us, this is what's worked in the past, and they know one side of it. And then you're like, all right, this should work. And then something's on the other side. You're like, all right, we know it works. We know it works. So we go with it. Team 12 was a team that did that at BlizzCon 2017. The Vikings comp Towers of Doom into a Zeratul. Everybody's like, look, this worked. Maybe we should have done something different. But you're so committed to something that has worked for you that you just run it anyways, and sometimes you pay the price.
All right, we got Imperious first ban. Very interesting. That's actually super interesting. As a first ban, I wonder what that means. Aside from the fact that they just don't want to play against it, but I feel like there's always more to it than that. Like that's just, there's something else going on here. I just don't know what it is yet. I'm trying to figure it out. Maiev banned makes a lot of sense. Next ban coming through just a sec for Team 12. It's getting a little darker.
This is
a little light.
So Tracer, Mockery will never get Tracer apparently in this, which means Abathur and Zeratul are both open. Zeratul will be the pick, which means that Abathur now could go over to Team 12. They might sit on it. And if they go Abathur now, then if Scythe has done their homework and knows the history, then we'll likely see a Valera in the second ban slot. Unless we just full commit right out of the gate.
Zeratul first pick.
There it is.
Yeah.
There's the JoJo Abba.
All right.
If they don't ban Valeera, it's 100%. I'll put money on it right now. 100%.
I believe you, dude. I believe you. And you can play it against the Zeratul. It's just the waiting game between stealth heroes. It could be very fun. I would love to watch that, actually. That'd be really awesome. I want to see that.
Do you remember when Psalm did that? It was Towers game, and it was the Valeera versus Zeratul. It's like, you show first, then I got you. And it is like the duel, though. But Valeera wins that. Valeera has the better waiting game in that situation.
Yeah, because Zeratul's wormhole's in, and if you get a silence on him, he can't get out, and he is stuck, and there is nothing he can do about it except for void and try to set up off of that. Like, it's terrifying for the Zeratul player in those situations.
All right, Whitemane picked up. Blaze and Whitemane, sturdy, stable. We saw very good Whitemane healing on that Infernal Shrines. Diablo there, so you can't point and click a potential Valeera. Don't ban Valeera. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here patiently watching, just with a smile in my heart.
You know it's coming if you don't ban it. See if they remember. See if they Oh,
that's another very viable pick.
Now they can wait on Valeera for last pick if they want to.
Okay, so a little bit of draft pacing opened up here for Team 12. Perhaps they could pick their. No, I don't know if they would lock into melee if they want to run Valeera. Just a standard ranged, perhaps something that works well against the Zeratul.
Phoenix. Rainer.
That's what I'm thinking. Not for them. Okay, so we got the shooting Valeera.
So you have two things here. You get the air ally, so you get the reveal.
Yep.
And technically, I wondered if we would get any Nova. Since they swapped the 7 and 13 and kind of mixed a few of the variables there, Nova post level 7 is actually good if you hit your skill shots. I actually want to see if it works. This is probably going to be a Valeera here.
Ooh, the comp from Scythe is actually pretty sweet. You've got this all-in setup with the Zeratul, and then you have a Sanctification as well, and so much self-sustain with the Whitemane, AoE shielding with the Tyrael, Blaze, Bunker as well. I think that Scythe's draft is super good. And Nova doesn't do too well against that sort of thing. They have constant heal up for her poke damage and lots of shielding as well. The Thrall to round things off is actually good, though.
It's good.
You need more health on the side of Team 12.
The Nova, I think, brought out the Thrall. But I still actually like the Nova. Q-build Nova, let's go.
Okay.
Look, she's not that great until level 7. She's not that great till level 7. But after level 7, you go snipe build. And you just pew, 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 pew. It's actually like a bit of a nerf when they shrunk a bunch of the hitboxes.
That's true. That's very true. Man, we got what we wanted from this series, okay? We got wild drafts, we've got wild comms. So honestly, I'm playing this one more like a spectator. Like, this is just so hilarious to watch. I've been having so much fun with this series. But I want to see how this Nova plays out. That's the big question mark for me.
Well, the cool thing also is that because you have an Abathur and Karazim, who can act like an assassin and a support, the Abathur can kind of babysit the solo lane if need be, and it gives more ganking and roaming potential. So where we see Thrall's positioning, it could likely be in the bot lane, but it also allows him to move around. And this would be a map, unlike we saw in Infernal Shrines, that if you wanted to go Crash Lightning, this might make more sense here. Not that I super advocate for it, but we're getting it. We're getting it.
We mentioned it. We mentioned it when we saw Crash Lightning earlier, that this is basically the only map where it should come through, if it comes through.
Or BOE, but BOE is kind of weird too.
Yeah, or BOE. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, 100% with you. 100% with you.
We'll see. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for these stacks as the game moves forward. Anything wild? Not really. You got Iron Fists here for the Monk, of course. That's the normal draft, or sorry, that's the normal talent choice for him. And it's definitely very, very good against the likes of Zeratul.
Dreaded comes in, we'll have that pinning shot for the slow. Between the Johanna and the Nova slow, they'll have priority targets, and Thrall can follow up, get a root on somebody, and you have that stationary target. There is a decent amount of single target damage. You put an Abathur hat on a Johanna or a Kharazim in the mix of that, you get the snipe coming in. There is a threat there, but white main heals are not too shabby when you're collapsing on a target. Again, the white main heals that we saw in game number 1, you said you felt she was being under prioritized, but in game number 1, it shows that you weren't wrong. Like, that white main had clutch heals in game number 1.
It is true. We will see how the white main plays basically post 10. White main really comes online post 4 when it comes to her sustain. I love once she hits level 4, because then you can actually just keep your mana bar healthy. But before that, she's really difficult to work with. And then Scythe's comp just scaling into the late game to me is just so powerful. You have the Zeratul, and he speaks volumes already for your comp. But just having all that survivability is the big thing for me. Having the Blaze and Material. Early skirmish here for the support camp going over to Scythe Esports, so they are farming items.
They're loading up. It's the name of the game. Not only do you get those items to use in team fights, they're also giving XP, and that's one of the things that were changed with the experience changes overall is camps give more. During the PTR, the turret camps were like mega OP. I think they were like at level 2, like, or early in the game they were worth like 960 experience and ended up like over 1,000 like later in the game. I'm like, wait, that's way too much. That's like 3 minion waves worth of XP. That's crazy.
I'm always curious to see what Thrall stacks are at. Right now, not really worth looking into, only 3 minutes into the game, but control point activating in 10 seconds. Both teams starting their siege camps. So far, the item advantage going over to Scythe Esports. So this early game is going to be a little bit easier for themselves, having that support camp to heal up the other members of their squad. But already the sustain from white main is sizable. So we'll see how this team fight plays out, or even if Team 12 decide to go for it. But the objective on this map is so very powerful. It's not something you want to give away easily.
I joked about the air ally. It is the earth ally. Going into a Rainer, you're getting that single target auto attack damage in. Also, we're seeing another Zeratul build going into that bonus damage. After you hit with abilities, you get that bonus damage. So that's the one at 4, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So it makes sense. We're also seeing, somebody mentioned this earlier, the Q build on Blaze. It started to spring up a bit more in certain situations just based on the peel. The level 7 has always been there for the crossfire, the bonus damage. But the level 4 was something we saw start to spring up, I guess, as Blaze started to get changed and depending on how his utility, and it was very situational. So we're getting it again here at level 4. And I like the adaptation process. We saw so many changes around the other one where it was like the bigger area, then the extra slow, and then it was a 60% slow, and everybody's like, wait a minute, this is too broken, and then they fixed that. And so it's opened up the door for other level 4 talents now.
Hit Kid has to use that Iron Skin to walk away to safety. Meanwhile, objective 99%. Here comes the overtime. Items being dropped here for Scythe Esports. They want to push in now and get some value. They have top wave pushing, but Abathur is up there soaking. Nice job so far of Scythe Esports to just step in and stop the push of this objective by Team 12. They're going to have to walk away from this one and give the channel up to Scythe Esports, but that was every single item used at this point, so it's just going to be an honest 5v5. Well, I guess it's 4.5 for Team 12 because they just have the Abathur hats, but I don't know if that's really what Scythe would want to use right off of, like, I don't think that they should have used every single item to push onto this.
Yeah, that single target damage is real. We did get Snipe Nova at level 7. Zergling comes in, tries to zone out, trying to get the stuns, the oil going down. Trait value as well. Pyromania there to get the armor. Trying to heal up. Still in control here for Scythe Esports, but just barely. If they step off too long, they will concede and it will go back to neutral. Looks like they've done just that.
Talking Tree stepping in for a bit of damage, but might have bit off a little bit more than he could chew. Goku pushing in, almost finds the kill. That was so
oh my
close.
goodness.
If he even had one more stack. Yikes.
They're trying to snipe him? Can they snipe him? Ah.
Just about. Not quite though.
Wait
Zergling also just running it in.
Just the boot.
Hey.
Tower's starting to fall.
Uh-oh. There's the cleanse. Nintori helping Malkree out. But this is... Team 12 is just running away with this game. I did not expect them to have so much success over the first objective, especially considering the fact that Scythe Esports, A, has more bodies than them, and B, had more items than them. But
it's the
Team
Nova
12
pick,
just,
man.
Yeah, I guess so, eh? Team 12 just dominating.
The minute level 7 came online, Dreda just started walking forward and mashing his Q button as hard as he could. Zanehyde sniffing around on the outside, still no 10, so it's more just for show. There's no way he dives here, but if they can pick up 10 in the meantime, which is what Zeratul doing, that's where it comes in. One keep tower falls. So some experience lead as Abathur's been taking care of the rest of the map. We take a look at the heroics coming on. Will be the Earthquake. 13 stacks, by the way, for Thrall.
Yeah, much better than what we saw earlier, but still not quite there. 7 minutes in the game with 13 stacks. Really wants to try to make massive headway on that talent over the next objective on the top side of the map. That's really what Goku wants to try to do. But we'll see if they can satisfy that win condition for themselves. Once that's finished, he does a lot of single target damage. And of course, with the Nova as well, the poke from Team 12 is pretty substantial. But we got to, again, dive back into the team fighting prowess that Scythe Esports has post level 10. Sanctification, Bunker, Hyperion. So much team fighting potential from Scythe Esports.
But you mentioned that post level 10. I'd love to get a listen in on the Scythe now that they're fully loaded so we can see how they're going. They end up using the sanctification there. They're fighting. We're going to listen in into this fight right now.
They're triple tapping me. Killing clone. I have to kill clone.
I'm completely out. I'm 1 HP.
Yeah, inventory's super low.
Pick up the enemy, pick up the enemy.
Drop your turret.
Can we get leave? Can we leave?
Yeah, we're out.
What items do we have?
Snake was way early. We need to hold that
We
long.
didn't get the heal.
No,
They
got
dropped the
it.
heal though. They dropped it.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Line it back.
Holy shit.
Holy
They're
shit.
going hard.
Alright, I'm on it back.
20 stacks on Crash, by the way.
Ooh, yeah.
I think we're up items for next.
Yeah, we are. Archery camp coming up in 1 minute. We can look take our siege camp after that next mid wave.
They didn't get.
Joe went down.
I'm gonna go top.
Okay.
Oh god, these mines.
On my way
They were
up.
trying to kill me on bot. They have no Johanna for that.
We're gonna have buds.
He's low.
It's got chunked, but yeah.
Johanna coming mid.
Goku?
Okay.
Too far, I think. Coming, I'm coming.
I'm out.
Good damage.
Too far, too far, too far.
They used block totem and
Go
Shell.
bottom.
Ancestral healing. Ancestral damage. Ancestral wrath.
On my way to camp.
Yep.
I'll stay mid for soak.
We
They're
really need to win
13.
this objective.
Yeah, they're 13 at the moment though.
We need to have Zeratul bottom material up here, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. We can trade. Trade me right now.
I'm gonna back right now.
I'm gonna get mid.
I'm gonna be there quite late.
Justin's coming up. We want to get 13, then we look for a fight. Our kill pressure needs to be on Thrall, by the way. Thrall's our kill
Our
target.
turrets, we should be taking this. We should take this. I'm coming with
That's fine. Try to
Okay,
defend.
I can't come from top.
Liz, you
fine,
can
we're
take mid.
on it.
Liz, you can take mid. Liz, you can take.
I already got mid.
I have cleanse if
Alright,
they
they took our healing fountain. Healing fountain's down.
I'll grab this tree. You can head up. I think we're gonna hit 13.
Let me get a globe real quick. I'm like low still.
What is it?
Alright, coming up.
Their turret's up.
Their turret's up.
We should have grass on a point as soon as.
I'm running over.
Yep.
I'm
I'll
touching
be
point.
there soon.
I'm rotating up. We look at Thrall or Monk too. Those are our kill targets, by the way.
We're here.
Yep. Oh, backing up.
Kind of
Look at-
are running away.
Yeah, so we can't
You
go
have holy
that.
ground?
That's good.
No, I don't.
2 middle. Joe Nova middle.
I guess I have to catch mid.
I can stun this Thrall, by the way. If we really want to force it. If he steps up for another Q, can we
Don't
kill
need 2
him?
people on point.
Can we get here?
Don't need
Yeah,
2 people.
you're right, you're right, you're right.
Johanna's bottom
Joe
now.
bottom, Joe bottom.
Yeah.
Do we just pressure?
They're gonna pressure.
They're doing keep. They're gonna go for keep.
Pressure. Yeah.
Who do you want to defense for
Go
that?
there.
So we just got a live listen in there from Scythe Esports, kind of assessing the situation, getting those crucial talent tiers, communicating when they're getting Siege Camp after X Wave. They don't want to miss XP. And these are all things that are crucial to playing at the highest level. It's min-maxing at the highest. They made sure to get that camp, not miss XP, get that camp, know the rotations, the timing of those turret camps. You can even hear the frustration of the Abathur mines that are coming out, but they're looking for a fight here. They're going to neutralize this. Sanctification is down already, and Bud's trying to get out of there. Seven-sided strike defensively come.
Nice escape by Buds. That was a very, very early usage of that Sanctification. Karazim ends up dying on the backside of this team fight. There is the bunker. All the members of Scythe Esports trying to jump in and save their lives, but they're in a lot of trouble. Thompson trying to get some kills. Down goes Blaze, and Team 12 trade up in a 2-for-1. They have level 16s. They're looking good.
It's starting to come online for this team after a slow game 1. Since game 2 and the unusual comps, they have been making things work, including this Nova full snipe build. So we did get the cooldown reduction whenever you land the snipe. He ended up getting the extra range plus the double. Did they get rid of the double say? Either way, we got that at 13, and we're getting the area damage that was just also recently buffed at 16. So the Nova damage is real. I'd love to actually take a look at the damage stats so we could see just how effective this Nova has been this game, as well as this is a pretty damage oriented team for Team 12.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see some stackies as well. But Scythe Esports just playing from behind this entire game, basically losing that first objective, losing the fort off of it, allowed Team 12 to just basically snowball themselves in terms of experience, not only because of the passive experience, but they also have the Abathur for that global soak. So they've been doing a really, really good job so far.
Right now, starting to go through, you can see Thrall there, topping the meters, getting those Crash Lightning stacks out. This is going to be the first keep of the game, and when you have an Abathur, look, the next lane is bot lane is going to be objective lane, so there is minimal value in terms of what you get other than vision. It's hard to say you're going to get that split lane pressure, but what it does is provide vision. And watching the minimap, you can see the Abathur hat going up in other lanes, trying to push. If they get another kill or something here, they might look to end the game. Solo Sanctification during that seven-sided strike. This is a tough moment for Scythe here, Kala.
Yeah, the Sancts have been an issue for sure. Tomster trying to get that kill onto the backline of Scythe Esports. Team 12 pushing in. They get the kill onto Zeratul. They have this protector for just a moment. They end up just dropping it here, of course. Nintori now the next focus target for Team 12. They're jumping over. They get the kill on a Whitemane. Tomster goes down there with that clone. Zanehyde, the next target, picks up a kill, but does die off the backside of it. Going to be able to clear the minion waves there with his passive. Uh-oh. Blaze?
Yeah, Blaze has to live there. Blaze goes down. This is 100% game over, but this is still somewhat defensible, at least for the moment, but it looks like this might actually be enough. Goku has all the damage in the world. Mockery trying to poke him down, and he gets the Goku kill. Now this isn't so sure. With that kill, they might have just salvaged this. Zergling goes in. They're trying to get the damage. Nova trying to get those snipe resets, but Justin has fallen 33%. They will not make it any further.
Goku rushing in to try to have that duel with Mockery was really sus, because if you just played on the left-hand side of the core there, I think that they could have just used Abathur to get an additional 33% very easily. That should have been game for Team 12, but they look for the duel, they lose it, and that's that for now. Scythe Esports gonna sit on a 33% core. This is a very, very tough game to find your way back into, because not only are you very, very low on your core, you are also playing against minion waves being pushed in basically every single lane. Mid and bottom will constantly be pushing in, especially bottom side. So Scythe Esports, despite getting those kills, like all they're able to do is step up and grab a single fortification camp, and then they have to go back to mid and go back to bottom and clear. And that's really just the nature of the map right now. Buds is actually being so crazy in these fights, it's hilarious. It's full punch build.
Like, it's more just to try and see what you can get away with. There's no reason. Don't do this in your games at home. There's no reason for a Karazim to be in that bunch. You're probably getting pinged by about 3 other people on your team right now if you're in a normal game doing that.
Yeah, definitely. Please don't int. Scythe Esports are doing a good job of picking up the support camp. They're backdooring. Well, I mean, it's a super free backdoor for themselves.
Abathur denying with the mule. Oh, that's so funny. Abathur mule denial.
Yeah, That's good.
This isn't a guarantee.
They backed very quickly. Yeah, this is tough for Team 12, honestly. Here comes the Hyperion. They're just focusing everything onto the core, as far as I'm aware, and that's going to be GG. Like, honestly, all things considered, pretty low health bars across the board, but it's a 33% core, like, and you've got a Thrall. You can run it down pretty reasonably there. Nice job by
like they stayed in that position. I think that's why Bud stayed there. I thought about it before. I'm like, it's too early to backdoor. They're like, nah, it's not too early. They sniffed it out. They put the mule down up near there and then just hatted the mule so that they could delay any backs. And maybe 1 or 2 seconds of denial on backs was enough because, as you said, the health bars were low, but it worked. Yep. That's actually it's the second time we've seen Thrall backdoors today.
That's true. He is the master of the backdoor. Here we go. This was during the first objective here, and this one was really interesting to me because I really thought that Scythe had the opportunity to win this first objective. They had more items than their opponents. They're playing against an Abathur composition. I really thought that they were going to be able to win this one, but Team 12 just played it too well. They traded super well with health bars of the opponents on Scythe. Like every single trade you saw Team 12 make, it was a opportunistic one for themselves, and they ended up doing great off of it. And this was also fantastic because they almost get the kill. They end up getting the kill into Zergling instead, I believe, or was it Zaynhide? Whoever was playing Blaze, and then they get the fort off of it. Yeah, so it was Zergling. They get the fort off the first objective, and they have the Abba. So it's like, it's tough.
I in that last fight that we saw, I was watching the Nova. Snipe was hitting every time. So Nova value. In that last fight, I'm sure he's probably hitting here too. Okay, well that's a really long snipe. But it was just money, man. Like they got this, getting down to 33% with a team like this. A Kharazim and a Thrall is similar to the Rhaegar and the Thrall. Maybe even better with a Kharazim. But it just allowed them to backdoor beyond. But this was very well played in a lot of ways by Team 12. They got a little aggressive. We've heard their comps. They're having some fun, but yeah.
Like
Goku, this is the
just
part
plays
you were
on the left
talking
side
about,
of this. Yeah, if he just plays on the left side of this and then just allows Drayden to trade instead, get just like a snipe or two, I'm pretty sure they can end this and then just kite up left, but it doesn't really matter. They had the back door afterwards, so it was still very, very well played by Team 12. I would have loved to hear what they were saying at that point. Guys are ridiculous. It's awesome.
It's almost like we should just put our mics down for an entire game and just let everybody listen to those guys, because it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. But despite their wild and feel good play style and playing fast and loose, they're up 2-1 in this best of 5. So
they are.
Whatever they're doing is working.
They really are. And this was it here. The big old GG push. And honestly, we gotta say it again, dude. The drafts that we're getting this series are just super fun. They're interesting. They're new. And that's kind of what we wanted with this tournament. We wanted teams to just have the ability to break out of the norm that we have seen so frequently from the HGC, and just get a little bit freaky, get a little bit different. So I'm really stoked that Team 12 and honestly Scythe as well are just kind of reinventing the wheel when it comes to these drafts.
Make no mistake about it, though. There's still a lot of money on the line for these guys right now. So there's money. So it's single elimination. There's no double elimination. So we're going to have the next game, Battlefield of Eternity. It's going to be map number 4. We're going to see if Team 12 can maybe clutch this out in the series now. Thrall, we've seen a lot of Thrall. We've seen a lot of Zeratul. This is another good Thrall map. We mentioned Crash Lightning had value last game. Tops damage, Goku killing it. So it's possible we might get another Thrall here. Abathur still always in play for any team on any map. So it's
Dax finish.
It's going to be another fun one, man. I didn't get to see. I feel like he was in a good position to have finished. If not, he was really close.
That's a Gachigasm from me. But yeah, we're moving on to BOE. This is the first time we've seen BOE so far today.
It is.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I wonder if there's anything interesting and peculiar that these teams are going to be running. Diva sometimes we've seen on this map. Not the most frequent pick, but Zeratul, again, strong pick. Abathur, strong pick. The big one for me, though, is Team 12 and their Samuro. I know that's something
Yeah,
that they
the
can pull
Samuro
in
is
this
always
map.
a threat.
Yeah.
Goku, again, the melee god, man. Any melee assassin, he's ready to go. Also, Artanis, by the way, if we want to get kind of crazy and say amateur opponent on this map, this is the one map where you're like, all right, Artanis kind of makes sense if we want to go PvE. See if we go down that route, though.
Yeah, but they're banned. Imperious again, first banned from Team 12. See, like, that's so interesting to me. I wonder why. I gotta ask them after. Apparently banning off the Tracer against Mokri because
Never.
he's a one-trick.
Double support with an Uther has been a thing in the past on Battlefield of Eternity. Heroes Hearth made it really famous back in the day.
Monka X. I don't like it. Get him out of first pick Uther? What do you mean? I'm so confused.
It's a
could it
little
be?
wild for a first pick. A little wild for a first pick. How wild is this gonna get?
Okay, so Goku Hero already picked up. They can't run a Samuro now. Right? Dahaka is good here, I think.
But
Dahaka, for the most part, has been under.
Yeah, part of what they're gonna do is they're gonna show part of their hand. The Uther's already one part. This is gonna be, I think, another double support Reynad. There's got to be more, right?
Yeah. I think so. There's something fishy's going on. You don't just early pick the Uther like that. Is it shut down like a Genji or something without having to ban it? I'm actually not sure.
I mean, Zeratul Wormhole, like, come in, get stunned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also really good against that. There's the Genji ban. See, like, we could just be approaching this draft from a very normal standpoint, but I feel like we would just be wrong if we did that. We have to try to get in the brains of these two teams. So far, they've run nothing but different style of drafts. So I want to try to figure it out before they do it, but
I've listened to their comms. I'm not sure if I want to get in their brains.
yeah,
like,
true, dude. Very true.
I don't know if that's a route I'm willing to go down.
Team 12 have raced
Zeratul.
so far, though. You know, you got the Tyrande, can use that Hunter's Mark on the Immortals, which is really, really good. Allows your race to just super strong.
Here we go. Diablo banned out. Thrall and Cassia.
It's too normal. Something weird's going on.
Thrall could be the tank in this situation. Maybe we get a Stukov tank. Alarak and Lucio for your second
no
healer.
tank. All right, Scythe don't want a tank. All they want is a Dahaka. They're just going to be running it down with this Lucio, super speedy boy in rain. I knew something fishy was happening. Dude, you don't just run that first pick Uther unless something wild is happening. But the real question is, what is this last pick for Team 12? Murden would honestly be pretty dank, I think. He's really, really good on the map. See, I knew it!
Murden
I
would
should
be
have just
pretty
picked
dank.
the dumbest hero I
Right.
could have thought of. Yeah. Are you
It's
kidding
like, all right,
me?
we got him pegged down. We got him pegged down. Brightwing. What? Brightwing does well. Alarak comes up for a combo, gets polyed. He gets rooted. Uther does have cleanse and armor, so I don't really know how that balance plays out.
Well, we got exactly
I
what
just
we
like
wanted.
that it was instant. It was
Could
literally
be a
instant. It's
Murden.
like,
Fight time.
and then Brightwing. It's like, wait, no, this doesn't make sense, but it's not supposed to, apparently. So
Yeah.
okay.
I saw the pick come through, and that's a big old capital D colon for me. I don't know. At least they have a global, I guess. Thinking, like, what is the Brightwing
global
do
to match
there?
the global.
Just shut down the Alarak? Yeah, give a global. That's about it.
Poly versus Poly.
Sustain healing.
Brightwing race on.
Yeah, her auto attacks are insane on this map.
Look, man, there's a method to their How can we argue, right? There's a method to their madness. They are up 2-1, so we're having some fun with it. But something about what they're doing is working, so you can't really argue it.
Nope. We have no argument in this conversation. But ladies and gentlemen, this could be the last game of this series here. Team 12 up 2-1 against Scythe Esports. We've got wild drafts on either side, so let's see what happens here on BOE.
So I don't even know what to make of this draft anymore. Look, I'm gonna let it play out. I'm gonna trust the fact the solos are in the solo. The Alarak, we know he's made for combos. He's made for getting in there. Cassia with that 4 auto attack range. It's a really awkward auto attack range here, in combo range at all times. So Dreaded is going to have to be super careful. They're going to have to communicate, which we've seen that they've done, but there's a combo there. The blind in response, but the Uther armor, I think, is going to be the most difficult thing for Team 12 to pop through.
Both of these teams just hate frontline heroes, I guess. Zergling the only one here, just moseying around on the dinosaur. Little yikes. Brightwing surviving the combo, though. There is the stun. Okay, so they're using the run it down Zanehyde. Okay, this is glorious. What they're doing is using movement speed from Nintori with Zanehyde to get the free E from Uther and then the combo from Talking Trees. They've done it twice now. Hasn't resulted in a kill, but it gives quite a bit of pressure. Zergling? Pit Kid? Nani? Goku? Wow, okay, looks like we might have some issues with J-House. So you guys, I am your solo caster right now. Very, very interesting style from Scythe Esports. They're losing this top wave, though, so that's a little bit yikes. Meanwhile, down bottom lane, Traded getting silenced up. We gotta watch this again. Watch, they'll movement speed again with Lucio. They'll run it down with this Uther, get the Big Daddy stun, and then Talking Trees combo off of it. Yeah. Using that telekinesis, hitting minions. Smile. Polymorph. There's, ooh, the stun just misses. Zanehyde's really low. Justing trying to get the kill. Dreaded misses the Q. It's a tragedy. Tomster is in the middle of things, but he's going to be able to survive here. And I really do want to hear what Team 12 has to say about this early game. We're setting up into the first objective of the game, starting spawning at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're going to jump over to Team 12. Let's see what they got for us now.
There's no one bottom
I guess
right
they're
now.
swapping. They're swapping.
Yeah,
I
they're
think.
swapping.
That's no global, so we can be aggressive.
I'm gonna have to back and TP.
Yeah, y'all both back. Y'all both back. Just both back. I'll get it.
It's dog. Holy shit.
I don't see any of that. Okay, I'm trying to hit top Goku.
I'm gonna need a TB.
I don't have it. Fuck, 4 seconds.
Oh, I think I live.
Boy, Liz. I can TP on you though.
You're pogging. I can heal you to fall.
Yeah.
Okay, bot. I might push bot. Every D.
Yeah, you should get bottom.
We're probably gonna want to just be.
I healed Goku to fall, and I'm on the way.
I think they're going to race.
Yeah, they're probably racing.
Might TP on there though.
Might want to race a bit.
Actually,
We need to clear top.
I'm playing with
I
Dreaded.
think top's cleared already. Top's cleared.
I vulned it.
Should just
I'm
they're on me.
Yo, can we fight bottom? Can we fight?
how many you guys? We don't want to fight.
I'm rooting.
I double stun.
Hang on.
I'm on.
We're nutting.
Yo, Mockery
Yeah, we're
maybe?
not-
I have
no,
3.
burn.
Can't kill.
I'm burning. I'm on fire.
Burn.
Oh, you good,
This
Justin?
is DJ Burn.
DJ Burn.
DJ Burns.
Yeah.
Ultra Spark. 2 seconds.
Coming over.
My name's DJ Burns with Tennessee Hot.
Got these gloves?
Yeah, we need these glow. Oh,
They're fighting
hello.
us.
I'm gonna need help from Valley.
You're fucking.
They're doing a ton of damage.
Oh fuck, dude.
I'm going in. I'm just going in. Right?
I've got stuff in like.
They're pretty low. They're pretty low.
Thanks, I'm just looking. I can speed you up. I got the shield for you.
Oh, he's. Oh, pa. Oh. Yo, wait. That thing's getting free push actually right now, with the minion wave.
I'm stalling back.
Yeah, let's get it down.
Oh, he stalled it for himself. Nice, good shit.
Pretty cool miss.
Brilliant,
Kala.
hard-hitting analysis, J-How.
That's
I'm on fire!
like everything was so normal for like 20 seconds, and I'm like, oh, they're focused. Oh, okay, they're back, and it was in the middle of a team fight that they were winning. That's how confident they are.
Absolutely. First objective of the game going over to Team 12. Brightwing dying in this exchange down bottom. Goku now in a very Monka situation. Also dies. 2 dead here. But meanwhile, Team 12 pushing up with this minion wave on the top side of the map, looking to pick up some additional structural damage up here. Getting that well would be huge for them, but they're going to have to get out of dodge real quick because here comes one speedy boy.
Yeah, the old Lucio getting up there. It's just a timing thing that it's hard to manage. Tomster, he's going to get the port in. As Buds comes in, will supply some heals. Justin, see if he uses his Vorpal. He does. Gets back onto Zane Hyde. Ends up getting sniped down, I believe, by Draded or Tomster in the middle of that. And they're going to get the kill onto Uther.
Brilliant. Brilliant plays from Team 12. Pushing in with this minion wave now. There's the Lunar Flare. Polymorph to follow it up. Talking Trees has to get out of dodge. And Team 12 just focusing again on this structure. Meanwhile, down bottom, Goku just bodying Zergling in this 1v1. But it's a post-7 Thrall. You're supposed to beat the Dahaka like that.
They wanted to get that fort down. They got the bottom one. They got some structure damage in at the top. The experience slightly in favor of Team 12, but as this goes on, that trickled experience will be Team 12 getting more and more. But Dahaka looking to come in for a fight. Polymorph's going to be there. Draded in the middle of things is going to get the port in from Brightwing. They're staying healthy for now. Yeah, he's coming in for the flank big time.
Does he have a root here? J-How, they lands it onto Zane Hyde. The flank is real. But Zane Hyde's going to be able to speed away from that one. That was close. The flank was coming.
All right, level 10 nearby. And this is an awkward position because the Immortals, whatever you see, the shield and the attack, that's actually based on the blue team. So we know that the defensive side for Scythe is going to be on the right. That's a problem because level 10 will be here, which means they'll probably have to concede the first 50%. Unless they were to take a fight right now, which doesn't look like what's going to happen, they are going to be facing an uphill battle against the Immortal. This is very likely to be 100% shield or awfully close to it.
Yeah, Scythe are in a very awful situation to be in. Seeing that Dahaka top with the Fallen Shaman camp means Team 12 should just push up even faster, but they just backed away for a moment because they weren't quite at that level 10 point, but this is huge for themselves. Now they can likely just clear top and then look to perhaps play defensive. That is exactly what they're doing. They got Brightwing and Tyrande up there. Well, Tyrande nearby at least, but good setup from Team 12.
The XP soak from Scythe actually came in much quicker than I anticipated. They actually picked up 10 now in time to defend against this. So they could easily turn this around. So enough XP for them to come in. So much so that they've invaded. That's actually Burrow as well, used by Zergling. Goku, he's going to drop the Earthquake. You can see the D-Shield already out there. So Mockery staying in. Uther the first to fall. That's not too bad. He's still going to supply heal. See if his team can turn it around. Double support versus double. True Shot Aura has been used. Nice drag is actually going to land there as the reverse amp Lucio coming in, doing damage. That's going to be a double kill. They have turned this fight around. Essence used for Dahaka's. He goes under. And just like that, Zergling and team have managed to turn this around.
Big turns. That is the Nintori special, let me tell you. This guy always runs reverse amp, loves it on this map as well, and who's so unfortunate for Scythe Esports if their Uther did not die that early. And to make things worse, he died without using D-Shields, I believe.
Oh, he got it out. He actually got it out super early in that fight.
Wait, why was it? It wasn't showing on cooldown. Maybe it was probably because he was in ghost form. Okay, yeah. My bad.
Yeah. Sometimes
I saw it and I was like, wait, he died before
that.
D-Shield? What the heck?
Yeah.
But then no, he comes out of ghost form and he has it. But
Yeah,
still,
he managed to get it out
really nice trade.
really early. Yep.
Yeah.
The fact that it's Uther, I mean, you always know. Look, Uther dies. It's like we're still in this fight. The fact that they turned it around was pretty clutch. The reverse amp getting that kill on the Goku. I didn't see that one coming, but you gotta love it, man. As you said, Nintori, they rode this. I mean, it's something they used in the Crucible, so it's not a foreign concept to them.
I always thought it was troll, but he makes it work every single time, and he makes it look so good, too. Whether it would be better than Sound Barrier is definitely the question, right? But he makes it work, so we can't argue with it.
Yeah. Isolation used on the bottom, trying to juke. There's going to be the Alarak combo. As you can see, Tomster trying to run away. The reverse in, continuing to track him down, but Tomster staying alive. Goku, however, can't say the same, but we're going to get the big double. There's going to be the VP. It will buy time. One thing that does, it denies heals to Mockery, at least momentarily. Does receive some healing, but the focus is there, trading out left and right. Still a 3-for-2 trade in favor of Team 12.
And very healthy is this Immortal as well. So Team 12 are going to be able to do big things here. Actually deciding to kill it before Zeratul comes back alive is a little interesting. They had so much space and they could have waited for Zeratul to resurrect and then push with this. So he's going to be a little bit farther away.
They're going to give up free damage, man.
Yeah, they must just be doing a split then, because that was just a bad choice in general.
Well, it looked like they thought about it. Now they're recouping, and you can see Scythe thinks that they're splitting as well, but now they've caught them. You can see the holy shot goes out for the dismount. Now they're using Lucio to get in, but Brightwing's going to come in. Counterplays left and right. They have to be careful how long they stay here, because that Immortal will push. Mockery took a lot of damage from Justine coming in on that backside. Colin.
Goku is healthy at this point. Look at Nintori with the big old reverse. Traded in a bunch of trouble, but he's sitting up front getting kill after kill. He's going to be okay, and that is 2 dead, 3 dead on the side of Scythe Esports. They're looking for more. Goku trying to run it down, but meanwhile, entirely destroyed is the top wall, and they are looking at the first keep. This is still a very, very healthy Immortal. This could very easily be game for Team 12.
As you said, we're learning a lot along the way. You said this earlier, the catapults, we're not used to double catapults pushing with this before it gets to the keep. This is a very unique situation that we're seeing unfolding. The shields have fallen. We see the Hyperion out in response. Zergling just trying to survive. VP has isolated Zergling. That's going to be a dead to Hawk, and Tori not able to do enough. Earthquake as they engage. They're looking to close out the series, 70% and falling. Team 12, they're going to get another kill. It looks like they have done it, and they are getting kill after kill. And just like that, 12-minute game, Team 12 comes in and just dominates post-12 team fights and wipes the floor in these last few engagements and just ends the game. Just like that.
Cassia was sitting at like 10-15% health in these team fights,
yes,
but he has so much sustain, right? You get that first kill and then it's game over at that point. So really, really nice team play overall by Team 12. Very fun comms they've had throughout this series. It's been absolutely hilarious. This has been such a pleasure to cast these games.
It's this was another moment where you're like, somebody's living, they're living. Tomster at the bottom. Goku actually fell in the middle of it, but Tomster surviving there, like, it's like there's no way. But then all of a sudden,
yeah,
Cassia just starts obliterating people. Justine going in, trying to get the damage done in Notoria.
Dude, Cassia was insane this game, actually. She dealt so much damage in this fight, in the previous fight, basically all throughout any of these skirmishes, as she does. That's basically her one job, right? But still, it was positioning and the support that Team 12 was able to provide for her just allowed her to excel in a lot of these team
this
fights.
was the one you were talking about.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, pick
it's Draded.
I guess
Keep an eye on Draded.
Yeah. Watch Draded. He's getting damage done. He's got the scuba helmet on because he's got ISO on himself, but look at his health bar, just living on a prayer, literally just sitting there dealing so much damage, getting damage dealt to him, and just bodying these fights.
It's maybe a little bit of a Loon's Chosen in the mix there, making sure Tomster keeps, but he's obviously doing enough to keep himself alive in those situations. So I'm seeing it. I'm like, there's no way he's dead, and then he lives, and then the 2 people fall on the other side. I'm like, that's not supposed to happen there, but it did happen. Double support versus double support. No true tank versus no true tank. We expected crazy in terms of the draft, but Team 12 still doing their thing after all this time. And nobody else has managed to do what they've done. It's just wild to see.
Like, look at their draft. It's textbook troll, right? It really is. It's textbook troll, but they make it work, and they don't troll with it. That's the thing, is they literally think that these are good drafts. And it's not that they're not. It's they make it work because they know how to play it. They're smart players. Like, that's the cool part about it. I love their drafting style. It's so interesting and it's really fun to watch.
Well, we've got an updated bracket we can take a look at because we are 3 out of 4 series done today. Endemic with the big upset to start the day. Murloc Geniuses, that's Cattle, June, Fan, and company. They took down Cataclysm 3-1. Team 12 just finished their success over Scythe, but we've got one more series today. That's Team Freedom, what would have been the new Team Freedom, versus Looking for Work, aka LFM. You recognize the logos, you'll recognize the names, and that will be coming up next. And that is a major one because the Team Freedom team for me was what we would have potentially seen in 2019. And Kala, when I see that team on paper, that's one of the most intimidating rosters that we have in this tournament.
Very, very true. One thing for me is how practiced is Team Freedom. I know that Cure has been almost exclusively playing League of Legends at this point, so not all of these members are entirely focused on Heroes of the Storm. But I want to see how they play together as a team. But man, absolutely, on paper, it is a terrifying squad, that's for sure. LFW, formerly LFM, of course, Dark Chimera Fury, Casanova Droplets and Swabs, also going to be just fantastic to watch. In addition, lots of good friends of mine on that roster as well.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to go to a quick break so we can get these teams ready, get the series set up. When we come back, we'll have our final series of the day to close out this round of 8. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.